Does this work? Oh, hello. Hello. Give me a second. Hello. This will be a fairly short stream, but we'll play Warframe. We're gonna be playing Warframe. It's we're gonna do some dailies, and I think there are some dex skins that I haven't obtained yet, and I think it's near expirations. I need to do that. Hello. How is it going, everyone? Yeah. I haven't been playing Warframe that much. I have been give me a second. I need to adjust something a little bit. Where is it? Does this change a little bit? Give me a second. How is everyone doing? We're gonna be playing Warframe, and I think the plan would be doing sortie, the dex mission, maybe the Ayatan as well, and then I think that's it. I think that is it, and then some Fortuna dailies because I need Ayas. I wasn't able to play Warframe. I was only logging in, so I'm practically like very far away from this. Like, I think I haven't like produced any. I don't think I have. What is it? I don't think I actually have any progress on anything right now, but it should be good. We should progress a little bit today, and yeah, I think that's about it. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone. Oh, hello Ars. Hi Ars. I haven't been playing. How are you? Hey, I didn't ask, but you're skipping class today. Are you feeling sick, or are you like off stream grinding Terraria right now? Not judging. Like really, I'm not judging or anything. I did a lot of skipping myself. You're sick, yeah. Got it. If some of your professor or anyone that knows your IGN, we would just be quiet and not talk about it. Have you been playing Warframe recently? Because I haven't. This is just my I haven't. This is my like first playthrough in a while. It's just a little bit short of a stream, but I don't want to start with Warframe again. You're hopping back once Protea is out. So Protea is out soon as well, I think. Am I wrong? I think Protea would be this week. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Protea would be it's gonna be this week. It's pretty. I saw that too. Yeah, it's pretty. I wonder. I haven't really seen the patch logs. I watched the stream. There's gonna be dev stream on Friday, right? Or like 2 days from now. And it's gonna be about that maybe. Ooh, flower. Yeah. We do like flowers. Karen is also some kind of flower. Like the design is somewhat of a flower. I think. Am I wrong? Yeah, I guess it's somewhat of a flower. Siren as well. Oh, this was your song request last time, and it was just it's playing right now because I haven't really played Warframe for a while. You'll never see it coming. This was your request. Isn't this a Persona, I think? Maybe I'm wrong. I think it was at that time when you were addicted to Persona. Oh. I'm not gonna bother you. The sound should be good, right?
The hostage is almost out of time. Hurry. Just a moment. I will
Oops. What is everyone doing? Why are they so fast? Oh, oh, got it. Oh, whoa. What? What is the noctulent slime is saying? Is it blurred because of come on. Is it blurred because they're saying bad things? Before even thinking about that, I'm really curious, when is your debut? Alright. When will your debut be? That is what I am curious about. Ouch. Why? Where is my teammates, please? Once Husky sends me my temporary model. Oh, does Husky... I mean, I see Husky on your Discord, and as well as what is it? Like Husky's stream. So does Husky like draw as well, like a lot, like models? Here. Okay. The Husky is your boss. Alright, got it. Proper mic. My mic right now is not not really, you know, high tier. It's what are you? Razer. Seiren Mini. The cheapest of the cheapest. Oh, you're gonna make a VTuber group. That's nice. Hello, Boppy. Nice to see you. It's gonna be a very short Warframe stream. Just wanna do sortie, and I haven't done this GIF of the Lotus. I was just logging in, and like I think the last time that I played was when I played with you. Yeah. First employee of a new VTuber group. Are you leaking something? Is it okay to leak it? Yeah, I'm just doing I'm trying to get back with the Warframe, but because of work, not really. Can't even go online on in the morning because can't even do my sorties. The only thing that I can do is like log in for like a minute and then close it. Just getting the daily attendance.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Pray for Riven. I need a Riven. Though I haven't really unlocked the Rivens yet. Does Husky like do 2D or 3D rigs? I haven't been able to watch Husky's like live because I think Husky pretty much streams in the morning here, so it's like I am working, so it's hard to watch or listen to. Though I try at least one streamer each time. It's fun though. I wonder what the name is and when is the debut. Of course, I wanna hear that golden voice.
Another successful mission.
Oh, I see. So being sponsored. I see. I was thinking of like also like looking for commissions regarding that, but maybe next time. Not now, not now. Not so sure if I would even need it. Depends though. Gender reveal? Wait, gender reveal? Like there's a lot of things in line on that day on your debut. Not gonna be disappointed. I'm actually excited. Never going to be disappointed on anyone trying to stream and be a VTuber. Though there's a lot of things that we're happy. Like there's a lot of things happened in the VTuber scene. If anyone is like looking into that, like my Twitter. When I go to Twitter, there's just a lot of it. a lot of VTubers drama recently. This year actually, there's a lot. I don't know if you ours is anyone in the chat is following like those kind of drama, but there's a lot. Wow. It's surprising. Bow only. What is that face? What is the face? The character's gonna be pretty much gonna be an androgynous one, and I plan to have my proper model to have a toggle that allows me to turn to a feminine model and a masculine one. Oh. Sad vibe. That was funny. I think that was my first time seeing that. That kind of face. I don't have anything to. I mean, I don't have any bow mods. I think. Don't have any strong bow. Well, I have dread, but I don't have any modification like build for it. That's cool though. I think anyone that I follow like follow the VTubers that I currently watch and follow doesn't have that kind of idea to it. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's that shin ramen that I am trying to stop eating. Please don't let me know what that spicy imported noodle is. It's samyang. It's so good. I really like that as well. But my favorite spicy noodles is Shin ramen, and I'm really trying my best to not do diet and not ridiculously, like, you know, eat it. Eat well, eat well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, if you're able to change it, it's very like unique and a great concept. Yeah, I'm excited for your gender reveal. I saw like your pronouns were they and them, so I'm referring you as such. So I guess that is a good thing, because your VTuber model is as well can be feminine and masculine. But is it not the one that you are using currently on your like the Discord, or is it, or is your model the one that you were drawing, like the one that is there? Or is it different?
The assassination target is here. Wipe them out.
Because I've seen like you're drawing a lot of very good stickers, by the way. So I was like thinking that that might be the one that you are like, that's your model. You're already done. Wow, okay. The Kirin model that you were drawing, like for the stickers and your logo on your Discord, I thought that is it. That was it, though.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh yeah, by the way, are you still there, Boppy? I was farming your Ash Prime. Have you gotten it already? I hope you already did. I'm pretty sure you already did. Character lore is basically they're a mischievous Kirin who was sent to Earth as a divine punishment. Their horn got cut off as part of that divine punishment and only limits their powers to simple shape-shifting, which also explains why they can turn feminine or masculine. Ooh, naruhodo. I see. Are you I'm not so sure, but yeah, there's a lot of, that's really good. I think that's a very like genius way of a lore. Though I'm excited what the model is, if it's not the one that is in your Discord. Really excited. Hopefully it will be soon. I think you're very close in getting 50 followers as well. So you're close to that affiliate. Oh, so that was the feminine. It's a very cute. I thought it was a chibi though. Sorry if it wasn't correct. Though honestly, like, in what I saw, I wasn't really sure about the gender or that the appearance of your sticker. Feels like it can go both ways. Like in any direction for your model. So I'm very excited. If you're going to affiliate, you already have a lot of stickers to get like emotes ready. It's pretty nice. And really cool emotes as well. I can imagine it moving, you know, like being I can imagine it being a where's the Ignis? Ignis, okay. I can imagine it having an animation and it looking so cute. For his masculine appearance, I'm intending to have him have long hair instead and the ponytail, similar to like Rimuru. Not too masculine, but still a dude. I see. It's not funny that you're saying Rimuru. I really like that anime. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking when you said like the androgynous part, that was the first one that came up to me, like the tensura. That was the first like the first thing that popped in my head. Yeah. It's really cool. Though I'm waiting for the full like I'm watching it on Abema TV, if you know that. There's you can watch it on Abema, I think, and like there's no translation though, but you can watch Tensura there. Abema TV. Not so sure if it's like only in Japan though. It looks good. Oh yeah, Netflix. I heard that because there's a new detective Conan movie, like Conan is also showing up there. Wait, I forgot my mission. What was my mission? Yeah. So yeah, when you said like the androgynous one, I really thought that you were talking about Rimuru. But you're saying that the Rimuru type of physique, not the Veldora one, the Veldora's physique. Veldora's is too big. not Veldora's it's not the Veldora's blonde type of hair though. The blue one. You know the first season of Tensura is when what's that name? I forgot the name. When Rimuru just got their hello? Please get it? When Rimuru just were able to shapeshift to human, Rimuru tested to like make it a female type or like a male type. That episode, very interesting, you know. That I thought that is the one that you are talking about, not the Veldora one. No. That male part, you know, the more masculine one. Like I think you're the one who, or I think ours was the one that showed me, like introduced me to this VTuber when you collabed with in Monster Hunter World. I think it was Kuma. Or is it like that kind of masculine, like that built? Alright, next one we got the Wisp deck skin, which I don't have yet. Yeah, Kuma Bear, I think. Didn't you monk, not bear but monkey, then why Kuma? Okay, monkey. Can I call him monkey as well? Oh, is it him? But can I call Kuma monkey as well? But yeah, I think yeah, that physique, that kind of physique, I see it on many VTubers, male VTuber, like male physique VTubers as well. You know, the kind of rectangular built. Cause he has a toggle that makes him that SpongeBob main. Really? Really? I didn't. I sometimes watch like visit, like, you know, pass by when I see a notification of Kuma, and yeah. Wait, this is only weapon only? No, my weapon is bad here though. It's okay. Maybe I should call Caveman instead, but no, I won't. I don't think we're that close to even do that. Watch it though. Sometimes watch, because some of I think some of Kuma's games are also quite interesting for me. Are you planning to like also like have some kind of accent on your debut? Like you're a Kirin and you have a certain type of accent. Some VTubers do that, I think. There was a 2D VTuber that like a German VTuber that also followed me, and I think his lore as well is kinda like talks like a medieval-ish type. So there's also like that. I kinda wish that I also thought about it though. Maybe I should have tried to focus on like something on my streaming. The only thing that I thought about is I like dogs, so I will go with I like Shiba Inu, so my team is Shiba Inu. But yeah, my VTuber, my ping tube is like a dog as well, so I don't know. Should have thought about it more, I guess.
Get ready for a capsule.
Wonder what are they doing? Or should we just wait here and group up? Is Broken War really a very good wait, I think Broken War is actually a good melee weapon though. Hello Neneng, how are you? I hope you're having a great afternoon. I've been streaming already 30 minutes. Quite fast. Wow. Okay. Really? I have war, and I also have broken war. Oh, if of that type, like a one hand sword. Really cool as well. I really like it. I really like the design. Doesn't look that cool with the Mesa though. I guess you can say it is a gunblade then. No, gunblade Mesa. How are you, Neneng? Wait, I just noticed. This one is Mesa, this one is Mesa as well. I also want a Mesa. I think Zook and Marshall is in a party. Either they are in a party or I don't know, they like Ignis.
You know what they say. The road to good intentions be paved with hell.
Is the VTuber group that you are in already established? Like Twitter, there's also already a handle. Because if there is, I will follow, and if there are like viewers that wants to follow as well, can follow. But if not, if there's no handle yet, if there's no Twitter handle or like YouTube for it yet, or Twitter or Twitch, when the company have it, and I will share it, definitely share it. For those who play Warframe as well, I think there will be a dev stream in 2 days, which is Friday JST, and I think 8 a.m. 8 in the morning JST will be the dev stream. I think they're gonna talk about Protea and other stuff, you know, the recent like Dante's maybe, I don't know, the new things. I really need to know this kind of things to explain it to viewers, but maybe the viewers know it better than me. Definitely, they know better than me. I haven't played this game for a while. I think it was since last week, Monday or Tuesday, I think, that I played this game. I haven't been playing any game as well. I think also the Final Fantasy 9 I only played yesterday as well. No time. If anyone wants to song request, there's also, I think it's actually, you're able to do it right now. I was trying to do the Spotify one, like, you know, because the Spotify has already a very good overlay. So I kind of wanted to use that, but I tried doing the song requests for that, but Nope, it wasn't working unfortunately, but maybe when I fix that, if there's a song request type of media request there as well, maybe I'll switch to that, or I will switch to a very where are the enemies? Oh, wait, is that the one that you are requesting? Is that the right brand? I mean brand, the song, right? The right song? I can skip. I'm fine with the skipping. I've been listening to this music and I'm okay with it. Like I keep on listening to it, so I'm okay with listening to it. Fine. Not that song, so we'll skip it then. If you have a URL, you can do it. Yeah, maybe it's either I will try to make my own overlay for the stream element song requests, or I will change to Spotify and try to find if there's a song request there as well. Hooray. Is that it? The enemies are gone. I think I need to move on. There's a lot here though. Wow, okay. Are they here? Maybe. I can skip this one. Like, wait. After clearing this mission, I'll skip it. I plan tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be no. On Friday there's gonna be 2 streams. Tomorrow will be my rest day, which is my plan. My plan to do there is like making videos. Because I'm trying to make videos now, like at least 10 to 20 minutes video. It's gonna be a first for me, but I plan to do that. So the rest day is basically I'm going to try to make those kind of content. But on Friday there will be 2 streams, which is Final Fantasy IX and the Warframe. And what is it? I plan to do the quest off stream, so maybe tomorrow as well you'll see me online. If you added me or I added you on in the game in Warframe, you might see me. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be doing like 1 or 2 quests tomorrow, maybe. One is what is it? Where is it? One is the one that I'm doing right now, which is the Railjack mission, and then maybe the Wave Rider. I think the Wave Rider is the one that I heard is. Let me skip the next music. Give me a second. Egyptian pools. Here we go. Eerie Her. It's playing. I hope it's playing. Everything good? I think I hear it on my I hear it. It should be playing as well on the stream. Let's see now. Yeah, again, I plan to do the two missions, which is the Wave Rider and the Railjack mission. Finish the Railjack missions. Also, just a reminder again, because I was also busy, but maybe someone here like the chat someone in the chat also haven't done this yet, there's 2 Gift of the Lotus, and it's in 2 days and 8 hours that it will expire. Wait. Oh, I thought you didn't want that. Sorry. We can go back. I thought that wasn't it. Sorry. No, it was just quiet though. Is it playing properly now? Is this the Egyptian pools one? The one that you're hearing now? Or I don't know, I'm confused. Is it playing? Is it playing now? The Egyptian pools? Okay. Okay. Yeah, again, you can do this 2 of the quests if you haven't done it yet. I swear if I missed one, because I think I haven't streamed last week that much for no, I haven't checked Warframe last week. I swear if there's a deck skin that I miss, I swear I'm gonna kinda mold. Alright, that's good, that's it, it's playing. Can you call this music a lo-fi? Lo-fi? Is it lo-fi? Lo-fi? Alright, let's do some Fortuna. If anyone wants to join Fortuna, I'm planning to do a little bit of Fortuna missions. It is lo-fi. Lo-fi? Lo-fi. I always pronounce it as lo-fi, but I feel like if it's because it's like, you know, but if I say I think it's lo-fi, that's because I'm just gonna say it's lo-fi. Usually when I do editings, like I've been practicing YouTube shorts, making shorts so that I can make videos, I'm always listening to lo-fi. Is it playing? Yeah, I don't understand why it's stopping for a bit. If anyone wants to join, let me know. I'm gonna be doing some bounties because I need Ayas. Because I did something bad. I remember like when me and low fidelity, oh yeah, lo-fi, low-fi. But if it's low fidelity, then it's low-fi. Lo-fi. Fidelity? Anyway. Yeah, I say I always like low. Yeah, I plan to do some. I remember like I wasted a lot of Ayas because I misclicked and bought a lot of Ayas that I don't really need. So here I am, I'm gonna farm again. When I was playing with Boppy off stream, he wanted Boppy wanted what is it, Ash Prime, but I forgot to buy the Neo one. We didn't end up doing it because I was going out. I had to go, but Englewood Crystal Dolphin, is that also a lo-fi? Doesn't look like it. I forgot the name. This is the name. Oh. I know this song, but I I didn't know that this is the song. Okay. When I heard it, when I heard the first the first note,
I need to learn the enforcement squad's next move. Drones know things. Knock one down and I'll interrogate it.
wait, it's already done? Oh, why is there's no sound? Oh, there is. It's just okay. I can go and listen to this for like, you know, in YouTube they usually also some channels post like the 10-hour version. I might be okay with listening to this song for 10 hours. I also like city pop. Even the you know the cliche not real, like more common music like city pop, the Plastic Love, the what else? Yeah, I guess Plastic Love is really the main really common city pop in J-pop, city pop, J-pop. Because I feel like city pop music is really good, the music when you are driving or like chilling. Surface music. I think Ado's this one, the music that is currently playing is quite short, so I don't think I will skip it for now. I also need to do this. The bounty. You can like stack that song request. I actually also learned that you can actually like if I mean I cannot do it right now because there's no or maybe I can use like the stream elements points to make something like I just saw this like yesterday that you can actually make your the chat more interactive to your game, like, you know, the let chat controls your game kind of thing by using points. I saw it and I am also leaning to learning it, so might be interesting to use in the streams. Like maybe for Warframe, you know, using the skills unintentionally, using bullet jump unintentionally, those kind of things. But I'm not so sure if you can do it though. Maybe it's just you know, like a blurp, the blurp extension. Maybe it's like that. I don't know. If anyone wants to join the Warframe, let me know. You can. I'm currently doing some bounties because I want Ayas. I want this reward, which is an Aya. I need to get some Neo relic. Wait, if Protea will show up, will there be a vaulted prime? Will there, or not really? It's just gonna be an addition to the current primes that are available. I'm not really sure how it goes now. Ouch. 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 What? I just got run over and died. There might be a stream tomorrow or may not be. The current schedule would show that I will not stream tomorrow, but if ever I will post it on Discord or in the community notes. I think it's a community notes or like a community message in YouTube. And I don't think it shows up that much, but if you are subscribed to me on YouTube, maybe it will show up. But if not, I mean, I will still post there though. Yeah, I also post in Facebook. I post the schedule there. I also post my videos, my reels, my shorts. Though I don't plan on streaming on Facebook. I tried to make a multi-stream for Facebook, but I ended up not stopping because I ended up stopping like multi-stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch and Kick. I tried, but it feels like it's not working. Maybe YouTube and YouTube and Twitch or Kick can be good, but I feel like it's kind of hard to do it on Facebook because I think that Facebook is not really doing its job in doing the like upgrades for streaming. Maybe it's just me, but there's not much progress in Facebook streaming. What is happening? Who is doing that to me? Speaking of Overlord, I think Overlord is gonna have the second to the last book this year, which is very exciting. If someone in the chat is looking like what knows Overlord and also reads the light novel of Overlord, the Japanese one or the translated version. Usually translated version I think takes more time. Unless you check it on the internet, but I would suggest supporting the the author. Lost. Oh, I know this. I know that song. Been a while really playing Warframe, but my sensitivity doesn't change because Final Fantasy doesn't, like, my current sensitivity is the same as when I'm browsing, so like I'm practically used to it. But when I go to gun games like Valorant or other games, I don't think this kind of sensitivity is okay. Wait, could not add song. I think what we should be doing is looking for the link instead. Give me a second. I'll look for the link. I'm going to look for the link. Lost. Give me a second. think all I can see is hovers. Let me check. Maybe this is good. Ooh, my ears just popped with that song. Second. Yeah, I added it. Should be playing after this. Where is it again? Oh, it's that one, I think. No, I was wrong. Oh, is it this? No, it's not this one. It's that one. It's that one. Surely it's that one. No, it's not that one. Am I lost? I'm lost. It's that one? That's Fortuna? Oh, that's Fortuna. I was lost. Alright, I think we can do at least 3 more before I end the stream. I think 3 or 4. If there's anyone who wants to join, you can join. Let me know. Let's do the higher tier, the max tier. Again, there's a current gift of the lotus that will end in 2 days. So if you haven't done it yet, it's time to do it. Like me, who just finished it.
Search the bodies. Find any survivors.
And if anyone wants to join, let me know. I think I'm gonna do at least 2 or 3 more before stopping. What happened? Stuck. Alright. Ooh, nice. I need that, I think. Yeah, I need that. I haven't upgraded my Voxolaris standings because I'm not getting it's kind of hard to get the stand like the toroids, in my experience. Is there a technique to increase the standing for Voxolaris? I heard that it's way faster just doing it, just farming the like kit guns and kit guns from what is it, Cetus, and just trading it in there instead of farming toroids. But correct me if I'm wrong, it also takes time to do that. I think it's way better if you have a party of like a specific party to clear out the waves, like increasing the alert on this kind of places like the enrichment labs or other places, and then increase the mobs. I think that's way faster. And if you have the resource booster as well, like the ×2, like the one that I have right now. I think it's a resource booster, right? Or is it the drop rate that I received today for the attendance? I think if you have that, it will really like, you can get like a large amount of toroids. But maybe there are better ways to do it, to be honest.
Current Data Supervisor carries codes we can use to crack certain databases. Take him down. Steal
What is this song? Oh, Hiroshika. Hiroshika, right? Yeah. It's not Zutamaya. Is there anyone who is a fan to Hiroshika or Zutamaya? I really like them as well. Oh, hello Kamigano. I mean, I was actually like, I thought that you were gonna play Tekken, and I haven't been I haven't seen you live, or like I wasn't able to join your stream as well. And thank you for dropping by as well. I really appreciate it. Though I don't play also. I like watching all awesome players play also, but yeah, I think that there was a time that I wasn't seeing you stream, but I tend to watch if the people, the channels that I follow, if they are live, but I haven't seen you stream in a while, and I was also busy. But I'm glad that I was able to watch the stream. Yeah, I have a tablet, and I think I can use that as well for that, actually. Yura. I have a tablet, but I don't play also. Though I am interested, as well as Tekken. I'm still interested. I'm waiting for a discount for the Tekken. I'm waiting for a discount. I missed the discount last time, so I am waiting for a discount. Let's get that discount. If there's no discount, I won't be buying it. Except if I have it already. But I don't have it. Are you gonna be more active in streaming, or are you planning to like also do some a debut for your stream? I feel like you're already streaming a lot before I followed, I think. Ooh, okay. That's gonna be exciting then. Actually, I also like stopped streaming that much recently. So I'm focusing on other like YouTubes and stuff. And work. Of course, work and studies actually. I'm trying to learn programming like in Unity and Godot. So that is also a thing. Thank you again for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't played Warframe recently, maybe it's time for getting the Gift of the Lotus, which is a Dex skin. Gaming programming. Are you? Wait. Is that your college university degree? Ours? Is that it? Are you doing Wait. Game Maker Studio? What is it? I'm not using Game Maker though. Though I think Pirate Software is using that, and some other people use that as well. Electrical engineering? Well, doesn't electrical engineering also kinda do coding, but not really for games? Or no, not really. Though I'm really surprised that I heard like there's a lot like it's very hard to do that course, like electrical engineering, like chemical engineering, electrical engineering. Those are like mostly engineering is really hard. Good thing that that's not mine. My the one that is like I didn't pick that. Oh, see. I really thought that electrical engineering also does a lot of coding. Oh wait, give me a second. Give me a second. No. I'm back. Sorry. How is everyone doing? Thank you, Kami, for lurking. Really appreciate for dropping by. Sorry. Around this time, I'm still busy, so I'm sorry if I leave the stream a little bit. It's all mad. Wait, what is this? What is the optional? I just read it. Electrical engineering is all math. Yeah, I'm not gonna go close to that. That's why I'm doing engineering, because that's why I use an engine on my I use an engine on my like gaming engine instead of making my own, because I'm not good with math. So I think you need to do some math. You need to do mathing, you know. The math is not mathing. I think you still need to do it in coding though, and making a game.
Right, get out of there.
But
Step and we're done. There's a lone drone at the watch signal.
are you planning? Are you also like has like a hobby of like wanting to make a game, ours? Wait, is my mic already good? My mic is good. Yeah, my mic is good. I muted because
Knock it down, Sparky. We gotta have that.
I had to do a little bit of work. Anyway, yeah. If you're planning, we can collab in learning it. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn. I'm watching a lot of Godot tutorials and like Godot devlogs, trying to understand if it's a thing that I might like, but I'm currently using Unity because I want to make a 2.5D in the future, but for now 2D is good, and I'm not I think that Unreal is more focused on 3D. I think you can still do 2.5D as well in Unreal, as long as you maybe make the camera fixed in one place, but I'm not so sure. I think you can. It's just that you're gonna use a lot of 3D models instead. You cannot use sprite, I think. This is just like my current knowledge, so please don't flame me. I'm actually thinking about also like streaming that as well, maybe in the future, like when I'm trying to learn Godot or Unity. Game Maker uses sprite. Yeah, I think so as well. I haven't used it, but I'm watching some devlogs. I made an account. I have a YouTube account, like a personal YouTube account, and also like that account for the stream, the Twitch channel. And I have been following a lot of her, like, because I'm not using my personal account anymore. It's like my personal account is now my my Twitch account, and YouTube is now a personal account. So the funny thing is, like, I know that I'm watching a lot of devlogs and like programming and coding Unity and Godot kind of thing, so it pops up. Wait, you have? Wait. I swear I'm looking at your Discord channel a lot. I swear I look at it at least one time every day. Are you posting about it? Wait. Let me check. Let me check right now.
100% memory down.
I just checked and I didn't know that you were live.
Top job, Sparky.
I just checked now and I saw that you're live. Wait. You're playing, I'm guessing you're playing Terraria. I should have known the reason that you skipped classes. Oh, you stopped? Oh, it was 30 minutes? I say. I thought you were still streaming. Where can I check? The media shows your emotes and the rat addiction in your forum. And wait, I think I need to go to Fortuna for now. There's too much things here. Where is it? I think I really need to banning them instead of just timing out. I I think they like me because I'm not stopping them at all. I'm not stopping the bot. Change the permissions. Oh, so you like made a... Oh, okay. Where is it? Game mechanics. Suggested. Jump. Stats. I plan to include stats into the game similar to... So you're really interested then. Dodging. Okay. Jump. Preferably spacebar. Ooh. Okay. Charge jump. So you're thinking of Metroidivian? What is that? How you say it? The Castlevanian Metroid type of game, like a platforming game, or is it? Well, there's stats, so maybe not. The Souls franchise. Souls franchise. Is there a stats there? Yeah, I think I haven't played it. I haven't played the any Souls franchise, so I cannot say anything to that. I see. Metroidvania. Yeah. That's Gambit. Hey, I mean, if you are really playing, like thinking of it, I'm sure it will. Are you thinking of doing the game with the game maker? I think you can really do it. You're really good at art, and you have already a concept to it. You can use plumes there to improve your stats. If you're really gonna make it, then hey, that's really really good. There's I think there's a lot of people that wants to make a indie games. Like there's a lot of indie game developers for a hobby and like for work as well. Really? Wow. You already have it? Wow. I might try the game maker tool then as well. I haven't really looked at it that much, but I know it a little bit because I was watching some like devlogs to it. I guess like yeah. I mean, game mechanics and like how it feels and how it works is the most important part, I guess. To like the first thing that you should do, I guess, in those kind of games. Like you should focus on the main character, how it moves, and then other aspects. Consuming or liberating bosses. Is that... yeah, that's what the Souls do, like in the Souls series. Is that it? Like I remember like liberated or something is written on it when you defeat it, right? Am I wrong? Am I remembering it wrong? Already got the game mechanics done. Woohoo, really? So it's soon then. Are you planning to release a devlog or something? When you like, for example, you have already a model and you're gonna slowly show it on your channel.
Getting there.
Oh no.
Keep that core drive in one piece for a little longer.
It's for fun. It's like for fun or like a hobby. I mean, everything should be for fun or for enjoyment as well, but I mean, if ever you're planning to really release it, kind of want to see it, might be interesting. Someday. So my idea is consuming bosses will increase your stat points up. Liberating doesn't upgrade anything, but it instead gives you a unique skill or weapon. Depends on which boss you did it though. Oh, I'll watch it.
Give him a business.
I'll remember to nag you. I'll remember to nag. Hey, please let me show it. Please let me see it, please. Of course, when your debut happens, I guess, or. Really excited. Wonder when is the debut. Debut when? Debut when? Please, Husky, please let me know when my favorite streamer, Reverse model release. Please let me know. Please lick it, lick it. So next idea is the ending will change on the bosses you consume or liberate, and the true ending will only happen once you do it in a certain order. So there's basically like more stories. Like there's gonna be a lot of ending and more stories. So there's a lot of replayability there. I can actually like imagine there's the replayability potential for that game that you're trying to make. Yeah. Got some aya. Liberating them is good, but not the true ending. I guess there's some bosses that are like evil, and some are like confused neutral evil. That is okay that you should liberate, but there are bosses that's gonna be evil. I'm really curious about the story then. Maybe it's gonna be a dead giveaway when you really listen to the story or like read into the lines. Hey, I have the secret scoop for your game already. I'm ready to explore that. Yeah, don't spoil. Though I feel like you already spoiled a lot. Thank you. But yeah, I'm really excited though. I wish I'm really excited for the models, and I'm really surprised that you are also doing some game, and you basically said that you're really close to finishing it. Not really close, but overall concept behind the game. speedrunner friendly. I mean,
I was afraid of. The Corpus family.
I guess so. I mean, Metroidvania players really likes to
Any survivors, get them out.
have some kind of mechanics that they can speedrun it as well and not doing the storyline, I guess. Ooh, okay. Okay, they're cooking. I think there's some like also in the Soul series, there's also some kind of enemies that you also encounter early. Correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't played that. I only watch streamers play it. Like you can skip bosses if you need to, if you don't want to fight it yet. I think there's something like that with the Soul series as well. I'm not so sure because I actually maybe in the future I'll also play that, but I haven't played any Souls game. I think this is gonna be my last submission. I'll be doing some like walking. It's the sakura is blooming now here as well, so I kinda wanna watch it, look at it later after stream. But yeah, I'm really excited for that game if ever you are planning to release it. Mini spoiler ahead. Maybe I should delete it, or should I read it? Should I read it? If you do kill the final boss early, you change the entire ending into a sort of true finale in which you can still play throughout the entire game, but once you reach the final boss, there's nothing there. Oh. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, it might change someday if you haven't finished, like, usually game concept, if you're really not finished at all, there's a chance that it might change a little bit. So even if you spoil it right now, it might change, and I might, if ever I have a chance to play that game, I will make a mistake. Oh yeah, that's your concept? Then I will, when I have a chance to play that, then I know what's gonna happen. But I'm gonna say like, this is my first time learning this. Surely I haven't heard it from the creator of this game, the developer of this game. So I really appreciate it for Yana telling me this and the chat about it. Yeah, I guess you're right. It really doesn't change anything. It's still gonna be exciting. The story is gonna be exciting. The gameplay will also be exciting. Triple jump. Stats and you have a choice, like a lot of choice to do.
We can use this.
I actually played what is it, Hollow Knight in stream once, but I haven't played it again yet. What is it? Eminem, Rap God. Okay.
That should provide good operational intelligence for a little
Yeah, true. That's not the that's not the last that's not the only boss. Yeah, sure. It's the last boss. It's not like it's the whole story of the game. That's true. It's really true. Hello Satoshi, how are you? I plan to end soon though, but I think you will be able to hear that music. I'm gonna do some Sakura watching later. And a little bit some walk while walking, and I'm editing right now a 30-minute video of me playing Final Fantasy again. You have? You had. I've had. So that means that well, it's not too late to make a DLC again. It's not too late to make a DLC. Once you started it. Yeah. Or like a prequel or sequel to your story. Yeah. That would be interesting in its own as well. Like having a prequel or sequel to your game. DLC. Oh, so like it feels like a I cannot say it as like what do you say it, like, you know, when in Deadpool or some movies, breaking the fourth wall. It's like that, but it's not really breaking the fourth wall, it's being creative, I guess. But it's really cool. I guess it's breaking the fourth wall because it's the story behind it. That's why the colors are gone. Really cool. I think some mangas do that, but everything is already has a color. Like they already make a color for it, but then make it like a black and white kind of coloring, I guess, to make it like that kind of feeling. But that is very, I think, in all the mangas that manhwa and mangas that I read, it's pretty unique as well. You really have a lot of great ideas. Okay. Yeah, that's really it's like, sure, MC is dead, but there are still others out there, and when the next MC is introduced, the world once again becomes colored. It's actually interesting. Like there's no one MC in the story. Alright, we're done. I think we got like 4 IS today in this stream. That's still good. That's good. It's really good, I think. Call it legacy. Slap it to webtoon and get paid. Wait, is there a manhwa that is called Legacy? Or is that the name that you came up with? I'm really curious because I don't know of a manga that is, or manhwa that is named Legacy. Yeah, we got 3 and 4. I think we got at least 5 today. That's a lot of IS actually. That's great. That's great. Yeah, that's really cool though. It's like each chapter, or as you say, each legacy of each, like one legacy of a person. It's really cool. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. There's gonna be, I'm not so sure if I will stream tomorrow. In the current schedule, there won't be a stream tomorrow, but if I ever stream tomorrow, I will post it on YouTube community page and on Discord, and as well as on Facebook. I don't know if anyone is watching on the Facebook though, but yeah, I'll be posting there. And yeah, it's gonna be on Thursday. There's gonna be, wait, on Friday there's gonna be Final Fantasy and Warframe as well. So most likely in Warframe we're gonna be farming relics and IS again. And I plan to do tomorrow like some offline, off-stream quests, like doing the railjack and the other one, which is the Wave Rider. And on Final Fantasy, we're gonna continue with the story. And most likely it's gonna be near the end, so maybe we're really close to it. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Ars. Thank you to all the chatters. Ars, Satoshi, Neneng, Kamikanu, Boppy. Thank you so much. And thank you for Ars. You stayed for the whole stream. I really appreciate it. And if you're gonna stream later, I might be online. Oh, give me a second. Sorry about that. I was saying goodbye to the chat, to the stream, and I had to do a little bit of work. Okay, yeah, again, it's gonna be, I might not stream tomorrow, but if I will post in YouTube, in Facebook, and on Discord. Yeah, thank you again for dropping by. Thank you for all the people. Thank you, Bobby, but I'm gonna say bye though. It's a little bit short, and I think on Friday I will stream Warframe and Final Fantasy 9. Thank you so much for like dropping by. If you are planning to play on Friday, so it's 2 days from now, I'm planning to farm IS, so if you're also interested, I think I'll message you, Boppy. If you want to do some IF farming and relic farming as well, that would be great. Thank you. Alright, that's gonna be it for today. I need to walk. I need to see the sakuras here. Alright, thank you. Bye bye. I hope everyone has a good day, good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.